your three C's, the calm, clear, connected. Just what did you guys see from the stretch, down the stretch, and especially after the Heat kind of turned the pressure up in the second half?
Yeah, well, we know how good Miami is, and we have a lot of respect for their play. I thought we got off to a good start in that first half and built a pretty good lead, I think 20-point lead coming out in that third quarter. The plan was to stay aggressive. We knew that they were going to try to turn up their defense, turn up their pressure, try to force the tempo with more traps and possibly some zones. And I thought our guys did a good job of continuing to stay calm. And, as you mentioned, the three C's, clear about what we need to do. We had a lead. We needed to be patient against their defense and move the ball. Had 27 assists, and that was the difference. You don't want that defense to, get you and make you go in a hurry, force you to rush. I thought our guys did a good job of staying patient tonight.
Second game in a row, especially with Trey and DJ kind of sharing the bulk of some of those assists. Just what is the progress like seeing them kind of share the ball a lot more over the last two games?
Well, I just like the fact that we are attacking the basket more. We're not settling, on the perimeter. When teams are in their switching mode, the isolations are more attacks than settling on the perimeter. And I think that just puts you into a rhythm where now it opens up the perimeter for you to take those shots. DJ and Trey and DeAndre, all three of those guys have been doing a really good job of attacking the rim and forcing the defense to collapse. Tonight we had 22 free throws. We want to win that free throw line.
Nate, after Trey was called for the technical foul, it felt like that could have been a moment that the Heat could have, kind of built on something. What were you saying to the team on the sidelines to kind of keep everybody even keeled?
Just, calm down. We just need to stay calm. Everybody, emotions are going to be high those last 5 minutes on both sides of the floor. What we needed to do was, take a deep breath and get back to calm so that we could finish the game. And I thought our guys did that.
What did you see out of Clint making his first appearance in a while?
It was good to have him back, to have both he and Onyeka out there. We know that we have coverage at the rim that can defend and rebound the basketball. So it was good to see him on the floor. Of course, his minutes were restricted, and I think I kept him about where we wanted him to be. But it's just good to have him back on the floor. The rotation was set so that we could make sure we had him finishing the game for us tonight, and thought he did a good job.
Coach, just talk about your team's defense, especially against Jimmy Butler, and also down low in the paint and the post in the first and second half.
Well, Miami is going to bring a playoff atmosphere to every game that they play. It's going to be physical. They're going to grind you. They're going to work you. They're going to make you work for everything that you get on the offensive end of the floor. And then, when you have to defend those guys, a lot of movement. They're going to execute their offense, play late into the shot clock. I thought our guys did a really good job in our switches tonight. DeAndre started out on Butler. But we had a defensive plan to basically switch certain combinations. I thought our guys really did a good job, even with Trey on some of his coverages tonight. We were connected, I thought, defensively against them, and we didn't give up anything really easy. I thought our zone was really good tonight. And then offensively, we just played in a flow. I thought we had a better flow on the offensive end of the floor. And our starts have been really important. We've gotten off to solid starts in our last three games.
Coach, speaking on your last three games, of course, two great wins, Indiana and Toronto. Then you come home today on MLK Day and pick up a big win. Two-part question. What has changed in your guys, or what has changed maybe in your messaging over these last three games? And then, because you also talked to me, just the honor. It's become pretty much a ritual here in Atlanta to play on MLK Day. Could you talk to me about that as well?
Yeah, well, we're playing good basketball. We've played solid basketball these last 3 games. Our starts have been really good, and that has established the tempo that we want to play at. Defensively, we've been locked in on our coverages and more connected on the defensive end of the floor. Offensively, we're getting more ball movement and more attacks. We're not settling. We're getting to the paint, we're getting to the rim, and putting pressure on the defense. And of course, when you got to knock down shots, our guys have been knocking down shots these last 3 games and just playing in a really good rhythm. To answer the second part of your question, it's always important that we honor Dr. King, for his dream, because we are still living in this dream that he had, and that he said a long time ago. There's a lot of work to be done. We can't ever allow this day to become a day where we don't recognize it, because it's important, that this country continue to fight and do all the things that they need to get that equality, that justice, to give hope, to the less fortunate, to try to make things equal and equal playing field for all. And this day, to recognize it and for it to be a holiday, it should be. And we need to make sure that we continue to honor this day and continue to fight for his dream.
Thank you. Here goes Jonathan from Real Talk Sports. First of all, good comments there about Dr. King, and congratulations on the win. Speaking of the win, how important is it that you guys won 3 games in a row, a lot of kind of negative press out there, and got yourself back to 500 at this point in the season?
Yeah, well, it's always important. We talked about really the last 2 games. We needed to step up our game. Basically we talked about where we were as far as the standings. You don't want to start watching the standings, but we knew where we were a couple games ago, and we talked about the finish that we're going to need to get ourselves into the playoffs, to reach our goal. And we took care of business on those 2 road trips, which was 2 road games, which was really important. Miami was another team that we haven't had a lot of success. We dropped our last 3 games here at home, and we needed to win this game at home, start defending our home court. So basically, the focus has been on what we need to do to finish the season and to accomplish the goal that we set out for at the beginning of the season. And that has led to a 3-game winning streak. And we want to continue to try to build on this momentum.
I just wanted to ask a quick question about your half-court offense the past few games. What you thought of sort of the pace, getting the ball up the floor and getting into sets?
Yeah, well, that's what we wanted to do all season long. Play faster, but it starts with getting stops. It's difficult to do that when you're taking the ball out of the net. We're rebounding the ball, we're pushing the ball, we're attacking. We have been attacking more. So that is the game plan, to be the aggressors and not only attack the paint, but attack the rim and force that defense to collapse, and then we kick the ball out. So I like the pace that we are playing with on the offensive end of the floor.
Nate, I remember in mid-December when John was coming back from his injury, you had him start so that he could go from warming up to being immediately in the game. With Clint tonight, how was that situation different where you decided to bring him off the bench?
Yeah, well, it was based off of the minutes that I had. I was given that he would play, and I wanted him to be there to anchor us at the end. So the rotation was easier for me to rotate him with the limited minutes that I had coming off the bench, as opposed to starting him. and having him to sit, 10 or 12 straight minutes. So we'll see what our next game, the minutes. Hopefully we can get the minutes to increase, but we'll take what we can get with CC.
Thanks, Coach.